We have to separate the political hype and partisan rhetoric from the truth and the facts. And this is a difficult time in this country because all the rhetoric, all the hype is so extreme and so partisan and so reckless. That's why I've always said facts and opinion, facts and opinion. I can give you my opinion, it's different than the facts. What happens out there today is they put the two together. People create their own facts to advance their opinion. You want to advance your opinion, advance your opinion. Don't create facts and say to the American people, these are facts to advance your opinion, because then we can't even have an intelligent conversation. And it starts at the highest levels. President Trump did a tweet today that surprises me. Even after all the tweets he has done. You read his tweets, you get to a point where you say, well, nothing could surprise me. I've seen it all. And then you get surprised again. You get shocked again. You get disgusted again. President of the United States, supposed to be a responsible position and a responsible person. He tweeted today that the protester in Buffalo who was hurt by the Buffalo police. It was on a video that went viral. Mr. Gugino, 75-year-old gentleman who was out protesting and is knocked to the ground by police. He's in the hospital in Buffalo. He was in intensive care. He's no longer in intensive care, but he's still hospitalized. I spoke to him the day he was brought into the hospital. The president tweets that this man may have been a member of Antifa and that he fell harder than he was pushed. Could be a setup. It's all made up. It's all fabricated. There's no fact to any of it. He accuses this man of being associated with Antifa. No proof whatsoever. No fact, just an assertion. He fell harder than he was pushed. In the video, you see him pushed, and you see a 75-year-old man fall backwards and hit his head on the pavement. What does that even mean? Fell harder than he was pushed. What do you think it was? It was staged? You think the blood coming out of his head was staged? Is that what you're saying? You saw his head hit the pavement. You see blood on the pavement. Maybe he fell harder than he was pushed. How reckless, how irresponsible, how mean, how crude. I mean, if there was ever a reprehensible, dumb comment, and from the President of the United States, at this moment of anguish and anger, what does he do? Pours gasoline on the fire. If he ever feels a moment of decency, he should apologize for that tweet, because it is wholly unacceptable. Not a piece of proof, totally personally disparaging, and in a moment where the man is still in the hospital. Show some decency, show some humanity, show some fairness. You're the President of the United States. But it's that partisan rhetoric. We have to separate the rhetoric from the reality, and we have to deal with the facts. And to the elected officials who are dealing with this all across the country, all across the state, because we have hundreds of police departments, there is no quick fix to this. There is no press release that you can issue today that will make the issue go away tomorrow. That's not what this is about. There is no political position that a politician can find that can satiate this conversation. The conversation is too real. It's not about political pandering or political posturing. It's about an honest, truthful addressing of the issue. It's time for a real, smart policy discussion and a new model of policing. This issue of policing has been brewing for decades. The militarization of the police. This is not a new issue. It goes back decades. The increase in the number of people who we incarcerate. This has been growing for decades. The racial disparity has been growing for decades. This is just an explosion of emotion about decades of unfairness and injustice, and frustrated at the lack of progress. There is no press release that is going to deal with this. Be honest. Be responsible. Say, I know the current policing system doesn't work, and we're going to reinvent and reimagine policing for a new generation and a new society, because that's where we are. And that's the only answer to this. Because, say what you will, police and policing does not work without the trust of the community. Period. Period. You can't even get to right or wrong. It doesn't work unless the community trusts the police. You can't have a police department that is demonized by the community. It's a relationship of trust. The police are public servants for that community. If that community doesn't trust and doesn't respect the police cannot do their job. The police can't do their job despite the community. And the community is not subject to the police. You can't have a police force paid for by the community despite the community. I'm going to give you tax dollars. You're going to hire police who I believe are my enemy and don't protect me and don't support me. That's not going to happen. Police are going to be able to do their job. If the community doesn't trust them, that's not going to happen. So you have to make it work for both sides. Otherwise, it works for neither. And that's where you are. So we have to be honest in our analysis. We have to be smart in our analysis. It's not about the politics of the moment. It's not about positioning and posturing, and it's not about all this political rhetoric and heat and drama and emotion. They're trying to win an election, and they'll say whatever they have to say to win an election. That's why people are disgusted with the political process. They will say whatever they have to say, and that's what you're seeing. There is a real discussion to have that has been a long time coming and is long overdue. How do we redesign and reimagine and reinvent a police force for who we are and where we are? That's the honest answer and the truthful answer about this.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.